Good morning, THEDAS! Welcome back. Today, I am joined by some wonderful people as we talk about all the new Dragon Age, the Veilguard information. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. This is going to be broken up into multiple episodes. We got so much stuff to talk about now. And we're just so excited. We're so hyped. So,
We went from there's nothing to talk about, or we've talked about the same shit for 10 years, to, oh my god, we got so much shit to talk about.
True. So, we're going to be...
Before we had crumbs, now we have like a whole slice of bread. I'll take it.
we're going to be... These might be smaller episodes, depends on where we go, how long it lasts. But... you know, it'll be different. Usually we go for really long periods of time with the podcast, but since there's so much to talk about, we might have one episode that's 45 minutes or 30 minutes or one that's an hour and a half, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, there's all kinds of new excitement into the fandom. Everybody's exploding with happiness. It's all over the place. And we are ready to go. So, I am joined by BioWare Babbling Scott.
What's up, nerds? God, it's been a while since I've said that. Jesus, I nearly wrote my own tagline.
I am joined by Aaron.
Hey guys, hey, I'm back from Ole. I'm ready to talk about it.
And returning with us, we have the wonderful Hala.
Well, thank you. I bring all the codfish, all the salt, and little fish. Let's go.
Oh god, I'm so hungry for fish now. Damn it!
Oh, dude, I had some amazing fish yesterday. It was fire.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, fuck you, people
Let's
who
go.
have good seafood nearby. Meanwhile, me, I live in a landlocked fucking state in the middle of the desert.
The joy of living
Come
in New
visit.
England, baby.
Actually, yeah, you might be closer to, if you go to Ethan, you might be a little
Yeah.
closer than coming
Yeah.
over here, to be fair.
All right. So, we talked about a few ideas that we wanted to talk about for today, a few different topics. Scott thought it would be a good idea, and I am excited to talk about it. We're going to start off by talking about the marketing strategies for the Veilguard. This is I don't know about you guys. It seems to me like this is a lot more different than Origins 2 and Inquisition and how they went about things.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So at least to start off on kind of my thoughts on a lot of this. I've said on this podcast before, but it's been such a long time, it might be worth reiterating. One of the things that BioWare has been doing, I've noticed ever since probably a little bit before the Legendary Edition came out, is they are trying to BioWare is trying to retake control of the narrative. Because if you really look at up before what is it? The Legendary Edition, you kind of notice that like the narrative of what was happening at BioWare really got out of their hands super quick. Like you look at a lot of like content creators that I would say that were outside of the BioWare space. So like the big ones are like Young Ya or
I love Young Ya.
Angry
Was it
Angry Joe.
Yeah.
There's a laundry list of them, and you kind of realize like there's a lot of like the negative spins that they would put on stuff. And like if you want to like a good book, or sorry, let me back up a little bit. When you look at a lot of the things that BioWare has kind of done, like it's the narrative and story has gotten out of their hands. And one thing that's been interesting is that now that they've been trying to be they've been more transparent and been trying to release stuff. But I think there was a point where I would say people would get called, oh, you're a BioWare sellout and stuff like that.
Shill.
Yeah, you're a BioWare shill, you're a BioWare sellout. When you are just accurately reporting on the news, like, yeah, no, this is what BioWare said. No spin, no like negative spin, no saying that, oh, this is the end of BioWare, or oh, this everything is burning down there, blah blah. You know, if you weren't saying that, you were a BioWare shill. But that's because of how much it's swinged. But with the Legendary Edition, one of the things that they've done is that notice how like the first time they announced anything for the Legendary Edition, it was on their blog. In
Really?
the yeah, they announced everything on their blog of like, hey, we're coming out with a Legendary Edition, and the big thing that they did was they set expectations immediately of like, yo, this is the type of remaster you expect. This is the type of improvements we're doing. Like they spelled it out for us to give us, hey, here are the correct expectations you should have for this game.
I forgot that they started with the blog post.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But here's one thing that you've noticed. The first news about Veilguard that really kicked it off. Where did they start?
Summer
On a blog post.
Oh, oh okay.
Yes. Announcing
which most
that
people won't
Veilguard,
really have access to.
Yeah, but like they started with a blog post just talking about how they're changing the name from Dreadwolf to Veilguard, or the Veilguard, but Veilguard's easier to say.
I hate the. I think so. Yeah. A lot of people are in that camp. The is in the way.
Get rid of the. But that was the first time they announced it, was on their blog post.
Mm-hmm.
And they explained their reasoning for why did we change it. Oh, it's because we want to focus on your teams and your companions, not the opponent, not the adversary of the game, which would be like if Dragon Age Inquisition was called Dragon Age Corypheus.
Yeah. What I really like about this, because I haven't put too much thought into this topic specifically, just like because I haven't sat down with anybody. Yeah.
I did.
I haven't had any time to sit down and like have a discussion like we're doing now. What I love about this, about them saying like this is our dedication to the story and the companions and stuff, is a comparison that a lot of people are making.
With what?
They're making a lot of comparisons to Mass Effect 2, and I love that because there's a very in-depth look at companions and companion storylines in Mass Effect 2, and I think
absolutely
that they are really doing that for Veilguard, and that excites me. I think that shows that they're putting extra care into those characters, and that people are going to be very excited once they realize that.
I mean, like the characters were always the heart of Dragon Age. You can see the care in Inquisition; it's not a problem. But the change of name, even if on my side, I prefer the sound of Dragon Age Dreadwolf sounds better to me.
Mm-hmm.
But the why they changed it, I'm like I'm okay with it. Like,
yes,
I love Dragon Age Inquisition. Inquisition is like the organization you have. It makes more sense than Corypheus. So if you are in the Veilguard, the game be called the Veilguard makes sense.
Yeah.
So it was pleasant to read that, and also Dreadwolf for non-returning player, like for new player, there would be what in the world is this?
Yeah.
So it also makes sense marketing-wise to open to new players with a name that doesn't call ancient players directly.
Yeah.
I'm also I was gonna say I'm also a big fan of going from Dad to Dave.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Holly, you sound like yeah, exactly.
I was just gonna add, I agreed that with the reason that was given by the BioWare team. I get it. I get why they would do that. I also agree that Dreadwolf sounds way cooler. Like, if I was a new player, I'd be like, ooh, Dreadwolf, that sounds badass. Let's go with that. I don't know what it is.
It just sounds so cool.
Exactly.
Right.
But yeah, I guess focusing on someone who is supposed to be an enemy, albeit I don't think that's going to be your main enemy. In fact, it's been implied several times that's not going to be your main issue.
Especially recently.
Yeah,
God,
the picture.
We'll talk about that.
So,
But I wonder if they're also making it so that, well, for example, Inquisition ended with literally the faction called the Inquisition ending. If you played until the end of
Mhm.
Trespasser,
Mhm.
and you chose let's say the more careful / safest route,
mhm.
I would say that it could be that we know all the factions that you can play as, or you can come from, or at least main factions that play in the game.
Yeah.
Maybe the Veilguard is something that they're like, this is how you create a major faction in the game. This is how its birth. Like in
Yeah.
Inquisition, you saw the birth and end of the third Inquisition. Essentially, I think it was the third, if I'm not mistaken.
It was
In
the
this
second
one,
Inquisition.
Is
It's
it
the
second?
second.
Oh, okay.
it's the
Yeah.
second. Okay, I wasn't
We
sure.
only had the Meriden before. As
Yeah, you had a
Inquisitor, so
Meriden.
yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I thought there may be another one just before Meriden, but okay.
I would have believed you on third too. I
Yeah.
I didn't
but-
think about it. It's been a while.
But yeah, I think it's going to be very much a journey of Veilguard, like its inception, how it deals with the present threat, but also potentially its establishment for future threats. Like it's very much going to replace almost the Wardens, I think, in a way.
I mean, again, depends. Apparently, it's going to be heavy choice based, and they made sure in everything they did to market the game right now that we understand that it's our choices that are going to change a lot in the game. So I think what you're talking about might be one of those choices. Like, will the Veilguard survive the events afterwards? Would be one of the major choices.
Yeah.
For me, it would be more how will the Veilguard influence the events rather than survive them? Because I feel like if the Veilguard fails, everybody essentially dies at this point.
Yeah.
True.
One thing though, I would say, like, as we're talking like companions and stuff like that, it kind of also brings into the ties in what I was trying to lead into is the big thing that BioWare has had issues with in the past has been they market the game. The marketing material is very different from the game.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna
Let's
talk
look
about that.
at,
Okay.
look at Anthem.
Let's get into it.
Let's look at Anthem here. Let's look at Andromeda. And what they are trying, and there's been that disconnect.
Yeah.
I think what they are doing now, and again they started this with the Legendary Edition, and this marketing strategy of controlling expectation. What they want to spell out. This is what you should expect in the game. And we want to make that crystal clear going into it. And that's why, like, I'm gonna say something that might be a wee bit controversial.
Let's go.
On this show,
This trailer is probably the closest depiction of what is actually going to be in the game than any other Dragon Age trailer has ever even come close to.
You're telling me the 9 Inch Nails trailer for Dragon Age Origins wasn't accurate?
Yeah. Oh god, it's been interesting looking at like people outside of the BioWare community who have been like, oh, they've made this Pixar-y, it feels like almost like a Pixar thing. It feels all lighthearted, like I want the grim darkness, and they're showing like the Dragon Age Origins trailer, and I'm like, bro, that is such a departure from the actual game.
Oh my god.
Even like the Dragon Age 2 trailer. Like, is it badass? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, it was very testosterone charged compared to the actual game.
Yeah, but it's still a really large departure. The fact that when I look at the gameplay, when I look at the trailer that was released at the Xbox Showcase, and then a little bit later they show me the gameplay footage, and there's not that much difference.
Yeah.
Virtually none.
Yeah.
That I think was done on purpose. Because BioWare has been lambasted in the past for we release a gameplay trailer and stuff like that. Hey, why wasn't this in the game? Hey, why wasn't this in the game?
Mhm.
Granted, I'm sure especially our game devs here know, shit changes.
Yeah.
To this day, my biggest complaint of something being taken out that was in the original trailers and stuff was in the showing. I think it was the first showing of Dragon Age Inquisition. This video that I watched a million times over and over and over again was that the camera angle was different, and it was like it was like a third person, almost Last of Us style, but like a little bit pulled out more. For Inquisition, and it looked amazing, and I loved it, and I was so excited for it. And then when I got the game and it was different, I was really upset by it. Not like pissed or anything. I was just like, oh, what the fuck, what happened? And then they did it again for Veilguard, because in the behind the scenes video, the camera angle was like waist up, and I was like, oh, that's pretty sick. It's like Mass Effect style. I like that. They changed it again. For the record, this time I don't care. I actually like it better this way. Because I've aged and I have different opinions now. I think it looks better this way. However, I was upset in Inquisition, 10 years ago when I was in high school.
But like, as a dev, things change. And I think what they wanted to do was like, no, we want to try to get this as close to, like, honestly, the funny thing is you can even see almost the same glitches in both trailers. Like, like the fact that like almost like parts of the trailer almost feel unfinished. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then the same unfinished shit is in the gameplay trailer. Yeah. You know, they are trying to control those expectations.
Yeah.
Like, this is what you should expect. I think like the fact that they're focusing on like the companions, for example. There's a beautiful part of it where it's like they have been hinting and telling stories about some of these companions for years. Like the fact that, holy shit, there are companions that have been brought up in To Winter Nights. To Winter Nights, or in several of the short stories that BioWare on the BioWare blog. The Missing
Mage
comics,
Killer.
which
Mage Killer as well.
Yeah. Oh, the Missing comics.
Oh yeah.
Talk about a miss.
If you want to hear my opinions on the Missing comics, go into my YouTube channel. I will get. Oh god. Anywho,
I gotta make like a just one small observation in regards to the release of the trailer and then the gameplay. I feel like they were gonna get the usual. Oh, the trailer that you guys put out had nothing to do with the gameplay. Once again, I mean, it kind of did, especially if you know the series. It absolutely did.
Yeah.
But I can see how someone who doesn't know the series would be like, okay, this feels like two very different games.
Yeah.
Also,
I feel like that's why they did it like such a so much on the down low. Like, we had no idea this was gonna pop up in the Xbox show. Well, conspiracy theory me goes like, maybe that's why they knew they were gonna mess up.
I love when people say like, oh, like it doesn't even look like a Dragon Age game. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro,
none of the DA game resemble each other.
Yeah, seriously, that's what almost makes it the most quintessential Dragon Age game. It doesn't look like anything like the previous games. Welcome to Dragon Age.
Or even the BioWare games in general. That's what I kind of liked about it. Like, granted, when you watch the gameplay, it takes a few seconds to be okay. I just come from Inquisition. Okay, I have to adapt a tiny bit, but I kind of like what they did, especially with the trailer of, for once, really showing only the companions you're gonna have, not trying to explain the story, like they did for Inquisition, or the trailer of the Sacred Ashes for Origin, because no, this is not the same thing. And like this time, look at, you're gonna get this one, and this one, and this one, and this is how we found our protagonist. Okay, I can go with it.
I think one thing as well, I can understand them actually not trying to, or I understand them actually trying to advertise to older to trying to bring in new fans and focus more on that. Because here's the thing. A lot of people, because I've seen people talk about like, oh well, people who have just played Dragon Age, the Dragon Age Inquisition, oh, they would have played it and then moved on, and we don't want to
To
make sure
Baldur's
they're
Gate 3,
confused.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, well, like, but here's the thing. If you play Dragon Age, if you played Dragon Age Inquisition when it came out, you're probably a pretty big fan.
Mhm.
Let's be real. And if you've been waiting for the game for 10 fucking years, like, that seems like such a rare subsect of fans.
Oh my god.
Who have played Inquisition, never played Trespasser, and did not wait for the game, and then are like, oh yeah, this game came out. Like, that seems like such a small subsect of individuals, because like, and granted, this might be my own bias of talking as like being in the BioWare fandom for so long, but like, it seems like no, it's people like it's been 10 years since the game has come out.
Yeah.
Why am I catering to, at that point? I would rather bring in new fans. I'd rather bring in new life.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a saturation from the older fans, no matter how dedicated they are. I cannot speak for it because, one, I only got into the fandom like 4 years ago. That's when I played my first game, which was Inquisition. But also, I can wait a lot. I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan. I know pain and suffering.
Oh yeah, but it's like, and I feel like the fandom has grown a lot in spite of the fact that there has not been any meaningful big content in years. It's grown more and more.
Yeah.
So, but like, I think one thing, like, again, for the expectations aspect of it, the fact that they're focusing on companions, again, that's what Dragon Age is known for. That is what BioWare.
Because it builds a sense of community within the game itself. That's what attaches people to the game. It's not the action, it's not the gameplay, it's not the combat. Because let's face it, it's not about the combat. People are in the long haul for.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
unless you're combating in the bedroom, and then sure, but that's about it.
I mean, seeing a bit more gameplay, combat-wise, like, let's be all honest here, we didn't play the 3 first Dragon Age for the gameplay. It's very simple. Seeing like the dot thing in the gameplay that we have for Veilguard, I was, oh wait, I can actually do good strategies in combat. That's gonna be a new thing. That's cool. Yeah. Like, there's new elements of gameplay, and that follows like the advancement of like people gaming right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that if I try to convince someone to play Inquisition right now, someone younger, like even 10 years younger than I am, if I'm trying to convince some of my cousin to play, they're gonna get, this is long. Like, yeah, but that's what's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, Inquisition can be tough to play for new players right now, so the change was needed.
Oh,
That's the thing. Nowadays, you have a lot of people like, I don't know, late Gen Zs and millennials in general who are like, okay, we got used to the like single player games where it's like 80 to 120 hours. If they grew up on the JRPG era, especially, they're like, that's fine. I can do this. This is my jam. I might not have a lot of time to do it because, I don't know, life, kids, jobs, etc. But that's fine. Now you have like the younger generations, like Gen Z and below, who are like, I don't have time to dedicate to this. Like, I don't have 80 hours. I might have maybe pushing it 40 hours. So you got to figure out a way to get them hooked, but also at the same time not push the envelope too much anymore.
Well, and also just embracing different, embracing the different changes. Like, one thing when people were, I know when some of the leaks were coming out, they were comparing it to like God of War. Like, a lot of the combat is God of War.
Huh?
Yeah, it was. It's because the like I said earlier, the camera angle. And then on top of the camera angle, they have the new ultimate system where you click in the 2 sticks to do like a move, and that's just like God of War.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, I thought that was, I know people were really bashing on that. I'm like, no, that is the perfect game. That is a perfect game to get inspiration from. Especially, it's like, like, let me pitch it to you this way. If I were to, like, the game that focuses on character development has a heart-wrenching story that you can still have RPG elements. Yeah, no,
That's tough.
God of War fits that perfectly. Like that game will both that 2018 and Ragnarok will make you cry.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of people were saying like, oh well, you can't control your allies, and in it, and it's like, one, yes you can in it, and it works really well. And it's like the fact it's a simple button prompt, but the fact that no, even with that, there is still a lot of skill and a lot of different things you can do with it.
Yeah.
One funny thing, like a weird anecdote, when I was watching the gameplay trailer though for Veilguard, combat-wise, it actually felt more like the Arkham games.
Okay.
It did look
like
that, yeah.
Like when you see like how fast he was moving from target to target and how he was like comboing them, and then like almost like flashes to another target, bop, 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 bop. It's like, oh, like that felt almost like Arkham style.
It's more fluid. It's nice. I for example, I enjoy more action-oriented RPGs, so that to me felt like a nice change. It was almost subtle compared to other games. Like it's basically, if you've played the games, you see it. If you don't, it's kind of like if you see other people play, you won't really notice it. But if you're like, if you've been with the series for a while, it's like, oh wait, hold on, oh, this is gonna make things easier.
Yeah, that's why.
Especially if you have ADHD.
I mean, even without that, it's just I'm so used to play the Dragon Age and being like slow, like Inquisition combat. Okay, I know I cannot like do a lot.
Yeah.
Even especially as a mage, because I tend to play as a mage and I have to be very static on the back. But like,
no, but that's the thing. When you're a mage, like the combat of Inquisition, for example, felt more natural to playing as a mage. For me, for example, looking at the trailer for Veilguard, like I immediately knew I wanted to play as a rogue because it was fast-paced enough to make it enjoyable to play as a rogue.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean, like in my case, I didn't like being so static, because I've seen other games when you're a mage and you can move and do stuff, especially with some like specialization that you have. I take the Knight Enchanter. How can I be that static with like spiritual sword? So seeing that, I'm like, and especially seeing Neve moving, like with the type of magic she does, I'm like, yes, thank you. Finally, something where I can still be a mage and still have a bit of action going on, just
static,
like being on the back and launching my spells. I was fine with it, but because I wasn't there for gameplay, seeing the gameplay, I was actually even more excited to be like, I can finally also have yet another thing in the game that I'm gonna enjoy, even if I enjoyed playing before.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
If you guys have thoughts to finish up on that part, go ahead. I have other questions that I want to pull up. So go ahead.
The only I was more just gonna try to rein in back into like characters, talking about like the fact that they are keeping with characters that they've been hinting at. Oh God, when did Tevinter Nights come out?
2020.
I was like 2020, I think.
Yeah, 2020 or 2021, but that's worse.
2020.
Or it was it was like
2020
2020 or 2021. Like the fact that they've committed to that, and
yes,
all these like the fact that they've committed to it, and is like, because like a long time we didn't know, were these characters actually going to be brought in or whatnot. I think again, it has shown a commitment. No, we have been trying to build up these characters for a while. We know that that's going to what people are going to focus on. We're going to make sure that, like, we have put a lot of time and effort into them. I remember in the Q&A, the Discord Q&A that they did, which again, brilliant fucking strategy of like, we're gonna release a blog post. We're gonna release a blog post. We're gonna do a trailer at a major thing. We're then gonna release our own trailer on our own sites. Then we're going to do a Q&A on our own Discord with our devs. again, where it's like, we are at no point, BioWare is not controlling the story, or they're not letting it get out of hand, having it work and fall under other people's hands or other different sites' hands. They are controlling the narrative, which I can see some people like, oh, well, no, it should be a little bit more organic. And it's like, yeah, but you don't understand. BioWare has been lambasted for such a long time that, like, yeah, it feels like they're doing the super corporate biased shit.
They have to do some, but like it's not the whole thing.
Oh yeah, well, and it's in a lot of the times it's once you get the context of stuff, it makes sense. Like that's why I always will throw people at the BioWare 25 book, because it's like there is so much stuff in that information. It confirms a lot of the stuff that we've learned about over the years. But then there's stuff like the fact that there was like 2 IPs that BioWare was going to come out with that they canned. Or like one of my favorite things was with Mark Dara. He did a interview, and the interview asked him like, "Hey, why were you the one that made the choice to can Anthem?" And he's like, "Yeah, or not to can Anthem, to release Anthem in the state that it was in." He's like, "Yes, I did. I know I could have let it go out longer. I know I could have let it go out longer, but I chose not to." And they asked him why, and it's like, well, by that time, the team had been working on that project for 7-8 years. They were tired. They were exhausted. They didn't want to work on it anymore. So it was like, could we have spent another 1.5 to 2 years on it? Absolutely. But we wouldn't have made a good product. They wouldn't have been passionate about it.
Yeah, more time wouldn't have changed what they already had.
Yeah, and they probably would have lost team members over it. So it's like, at that point, we might as well just bite the bullet.
Yeah.
When you hear that when you hear that explanation, that's most people, I would say most reasonable people will hear that and go, "Oh yeah, that's reasonable. Yeah, that's understandable."
Yeah.
I would say so.
But it's taken years for us to get that insider perspective of like, yeah, no, this is actually why. Because most of the time it is a lot of the choices within BioWare have been things like that.
Thing is, you don't really know from like their insider HR and marketing people, like what they told them that they could say or couldn't. And I wonder, like, if there were any NDAs in place about how the developmental process went when it was happening.
Oh, BioWare has probably been so tight on that type of shit because BioWare's dirty laundry has been set out so many times. Thanks, Jason Schreier, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think it's good. It's good that they are being held accountable and stuff like that, and hopefully is making themselves as a company better in the industry as a whole. But BioWare, like, for the Anthem, like what happened with Anthem, 25 devs broke their NDA to talk about what happened. That's nuts. Like, 25 people risked their job to talk about what happened. That does not happen in the gaming industry unless shit went bad, and it did. BioWare has
sense.
Yeah, that's why, like, but that's why at this point I have a hard time listening to leaks. As one, BioWare has said, like, "Oh yeah, we purposely leak shit out on purpose to get."
We've noticed.
Yeah. Who is the gentleman that has been leaked? I'm gonna put leaked. The BioWare, the Legendary Edition. What was that? Gentleman.
I don't know anything about that.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
There was a gentleman who is like, he's a gaming journalist that who technically released it like that. Hey, they're coming out with a remaster for Mass Effect. Here's an image.
Was it Jeff Grubb?
Jeff Grubb, thank you.
Okay.
Jeff Grubb. I fully am convinced he's in cahoots with BioWare. No, legitimately, he's in.
I mean,
I think it's more than that. I
controlled leak, like you.
Yeah, they're in
Yeah.
cahoots. It's not
Like-
he has an insider.
Mm.
They're in cahoots. I fully believe that they are in cahoots.
It's a known thing. You have the same thing with Ubisoft and one user that is
Oh yeah.
strangely always on point when it comes to leak things from Assassin's Creed. Like, at that point, either you're a direct employee or you're in cahoot with them. So, like, that's the known use of people.
It's to the point it's happened like 24 hours before a trailer dropped.
Well, and the reason why like I bring that up is like BioWare does not want people like their dirty laundry getting aired out like that again without context and yada yada. And the fact that let's be real here, the fact that we know so many of the names at BioWare and the fact that on social media we can contact them directly, that is insanely rare in the gaming industry. BioWare gives their employees a fuck ton of freedom to talk about their shit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
But I really think like a lot when I've looked at some of the stuff, it's like BioWare probably has locked down tight on leaks and NDA shit. Because again, it's happened enough times and I don't know why the gaming industry, like the gaming journalism industry goes after BioWare and really hard.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just algorithms are feeding me stuff directly, but I swear it like okay, the fact that it becomes a major news story that a game dev has left BioWare.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, name another company where that happens.
Naughty Dog, but that's about it.
Yeah, like Naughty Dog, occasionally, but like
I'd also add Bethesda. I think those three are the ones I've seen.
It's because often you have like people in those companies working for way longer than the average.
Oh yeah, like 15 years.
Someone's like the average is 4 or 5 years in one studio, 5 being the very, very like the best you can find. Like some people were there for 15 years. What?
Yeah.
15, nearly 20. Yeah.
Yeah, some of them like more nearly 20, yeah.
Yeah. But and that's kind of the thing of just like but it's been almost every single time someone leaves BioWare and announces it or whatever, it becomes a major story. Even at Bethesda, even at Naughty Dog, we still don't get like the fact that Jackdaw can fucking do a timeline over the last 10 years of how many people have left BioWare. Like,
that's kind of nuts.
Yeah, that's nuts. No other company you can do that.
I can get the fans like being on Twitter and like surveilling who's switching companies, who's coming in and out, like looking at LinkedIn's and everything. But like actual gaming journalists being on top of that is kind of weird. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
it's wild.
And the fact that there are so many exposés about the process at BioWare. You know, like Jason Schreier's work is always a good example of like you look at. He's done stuff on Blizzard. He's done stuff on Activision. He's done other stuff. But the fact that he's done stuff on why did Mass Effect Andromeda go down? Like, why was it in the state that it was in? Why was Anthem the state that it was in? What's going on with a game that hasn't even been released yet and wouldn't be released for another 3 or 4 years?
Wasn't there like the story, like it's been a while, I think it was like a year and something ago, that this was absolutely wild to me, and I think this was BioWare related. This girl who worked temporarily at BioWare in a Dragon Age game, and she put that on her LinkedIn. She was there as an intern or as a temp or something, and like she put that there for like 4 hours and people caught that. Something insane like that.
Yeah.
Wasn't this related to BioWare, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who catches that? Like, come on.
Yeah,
people who are way too obsessed with one company.
Yeah,
well,
and it's like I can understand like us, our audience members, being that obsessive. Sure, fine.
Yeah,
and
but
you're
not
going to find that in you're going to find that in every single gaming industry.
Yeah,
every fandom, you're going to find those fans. But the fact that journalists do that,
that's the thing.
The fact that journalists are doing, and I think that's why there's being so careful on controlling the story because there has been this microscope on BioWare
Yeah.
for such a long time and has released that any sort of story is just comes out of it. And that's why I think they're being so careful and they're trying to set the expectations right. Like, yes, we're focusing on our companions. We're focusing on this and that. This is the places that you're going to be. Hey, here is, do you know what? We're doing a pseudo background / origin system. Here are the organizations you can be a part of. Here are, you can be a Kunari,
They're
blah, blah,
giving
blah,
you a
blah,
lot.
Yeah, like, and it's coming out of devs' mouths.
Yeah.
That aren't even necessarily tied to marketing either. Even though,
I think it's still a really good form of marketing.
Yeah,
yeah, but
absolutely.
here's the thing: devs are doing like Q&As on Discord channels, like a few days after the first proper trailer and the first gameplay trailer has come out, and that's kind of like, okay, yeah. Usually people do that after at least, I don't know, the game is like 1 week away from coming out or 1 week away after. Not like, I don't know. I'm guessing maximum 6 months, minimum like 4.
Yeah.
I mean, even without that, we didn't have a BioWare Discord server before that. Like, they launched the server for that.
Sure. I love that, honestly. It's really cool that they did that.
This is, okay, we all know here, and we talked about it, they had backlash on Andromeda. They had backlash on Anthem, even without taking the people leaving, and very long development of Veilguard. Without, like, I completely agree with you, Scott, on that. Like, creating the Discord server, doing the Q&A themselves, releasing the thing on blog post and everything. This is their baby. They know we've been waiting for it. They probably waited more than us and with even more eagerly than us to deliver what they cooked. Because yes, it's close to a lot of things that we could see in the BTS video from a few years ago, from Tevin Nice, from the comics. They wanted to tell the story, and then not letting anyone taking that from them, and I love to see that.
Yeah, no, and I think that it's something that BioWare's had to do. Granted, the biggest issues where I've ran into, like, one of the biggest issue I've had, why don't we have an official release date?
Yeah, that is very, very...
That's fine, but...
we have a window.
The fact that, again, it went from, we have a window on when we're talking about stuff, and then now we have a window, like, more than likely they have a date set, so I don't know why they're being so hesitant.
I think they're just being careful, to be honest.
And there's that, maybe, I don't know if the game is fully gold. They didn't say anything about that, but
I don't think
maybe they didn't say it, so I'm like, okay, maybe they need a few polish, but they know they're gonna have the polish done for this period, for the 3 months.
There was
they just don't know when exactly.
There was a recent thing that they came out and said that I don't know which journalist it was, but they said that they're just polishing right now. That's all they're doing. They're just polishing and polishing. The game is done. Everything's great. They're just polishing. There was no bugs. They're just making sure everything is as beautiful.
Oh no, there's probably bugs.
That's but they said when they played it, because they got the playlist behind the scenes.
They put for like an hour.
They didn't come across any problems. They're just polishing, bug stomping, making everything like as good as possible. I have 3 quick questions that relate to marketing, art, gameplay that I want to hit before we end this. So, do you guys mind if we pivot into that real quick?
Go for it.
Okay, cool. All right, so real quick.
Ignores my ass. No.
Okay, so real quick, I just want to make a pivot because we're coming up on a pretty well, we just passed 45 minutes. So, a debate that I've been seeing online, and I want to see where everybody's feeling on this. This is more on the art style before we go back to some more marketing stuff. So everybody's been complaining about like the Pixarification, blah blah blah, whatever.
Varric still looks hot. I'd still F him. So yes,
I was about to say, have you ever heard of the Pixar mom? You're telling me you don't want the Pixar mom effect on a Dragon Age character?
Those hips don't lie.
Yeah,
it's true. For the
Give me that
record,
dump truck of an ass, please.
for the record, I think it looks great. I think we are after the character trailer, after watching the gameplay, I think it looks amazing. However, there is a debate, and I am on the negative side of this one that I want to hear what y'all think.
Careful, Ethan. I know where you live.
I think, in my humble opinion, from the little bit that we have seen, that the Darkspawn look like utter trash. I think they look horrible. I think they look like a bunch of generic skelly boys. What do y'all think? Because I see people saying like, "Oh, what are you talking about? The Origins ones just look like goblin people." I'm like, yes, but I think they looked more gross and terrifying. And I think in Inquisition, in 2, they had the reptilian look. Inquisition, I think, is probably the best of all of them. And now we're in like this weird skeleton looking phase.
It doesn't shock me because technically, like, Darkspawn are supposedly being dwarves, elven, human. They're supposed to be those, like, the races we have in Dragon Age.
Yes.
Turned into something monstrous. So having them be more scaly, I don't really mind. Does it look more cartoonish? Yeah, but the game looks more... Compared to Inquisition, Veilguard looks a bit more like a game. Inquisition looked a bit more realistic than Veilguard, and like in the feeling I have, but I don't mind it. Like, I'm okay. They're still gross, and I don't really want all those killy boys coming onto me. Thank you. Like, get away from me. So as long as it doesn't want make me want to hug them, I'm okay with the look. They still look pretty ew.
No. There's one skeleton we all want to hug. Let's face it.
Manfred.
Sorry. Manfred! I want the snarky comments on Manfred when you're floating with his with Emmerich. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know how I feel on them. I think it's more just I don't like the fact that the Darkspawn have been a major enemy for now going to be all 4 games.
Yeah.
And the fact that they don't have all a uniform look, when, let's be real, there have been plenty of enemies, like a lot of the demons, and other enemies like that, have all had the same, at least, design and look.
Yeah.
That's always one thing that's kind of bothered me about the Darkspawns. Like, yeah, why aren't we all looking the same here?
I feel like once they hit Inquisition, they finally like had it nailed.
Yeah. I think I almost need to look at the models themselves to really tell, like, for me, like, do I like their design or not? And I also know there's a lot of aspects of design, like a random example is like the hive from Destiny 2.
Yeah.
You take away their textures, their designs are so fucking boring. They are boring as shit. It's like, wow, I've seen this in like a billion different games. But the texturing that they add to them, that porous, organic look, makes them so horrifying and stuff like that. So I know, like, even if the design is but I know it's like but the texturing adds, but like you just add the texturing and then all of a sudden it can give off a completely different vibe. So it's like I would almost need to look at the models themselves and okay, what do these guys look like? And I feel like we haven't gotten a good look at the Darkspawn either.
True.
Like, we really haven't. Like, we've gotten a better idea of what the demons look like than anything else, and that was because they were in the gameplay.
I do like the change to the demons, though, even though, again, I don't like... not that I don't like it. I don't know how I feel about the drastic change it looks like that the Rage Demons have had, from lava dudes to, like, dog fire guys, if that's the Rage Demons. I don't know, maybe it's not, maybe it's something new.
I think Pride, the one that appeared in the...
Oh yeah, Pride is the big purple one, but there was like
the fire
eggs.
Yeah. We saw the...
I think, for the record, I think the design is really cool if those are the new Rage Demons. However, I don't like that they changed it. Those could just be some really cool new demons, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you
I
just
don't
keep
quite
the regular Rage
understand
Demons?
that change. Because here's the thing. sure, like the veil is basically falling apart, like into tiny little pieces around THEDAS. I get it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you've kind of been inside the Fate, at least in Origins, so you kind of know what's in there in a
And
manner
in
of speaking.
Inquisition.
Yeah, you know what they look like. But here's the thing: I don't know if what you see in both those instances is like your personal perception of what
It should
shit
be.
would look like. Yeah.
I mean, technically, Inquisition tried to answer that by saying that, oh, okay, you see spiders, that's not what I'm seeing.
Yeah. But
So
it wouldn't say the same
maybe-
about demons and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So that's why I'm also wondering if there's not something like that's your own personal life and experiences influence also what you see in that case. And now that the
Yeah.
veil is breaking apart, oh, actually, this was their real form all along. Surprise!
Or simply new type of emotions, because we had like
True.
despair, rage, pride, a fear. Those ones are
Yeah.
the first that come into my mind. Like
I want
those ones,
a
you know
crippling
them.
depression demon.
Like
I want a crippling
the
depression
wolf,
demon so bad.
It's just me in
the
my
wolf
bed.
in fire, frustration, frustration. You're a wolf on fire, basically. That would have been us for the last 10 years.
All right.
Real
Just to add my
quick.
2 cents on
What's the next question, Ethan?
Yeah, this is it. Real quick. Aaron, did you have anything else to finish that sentence, or?
About the
Just real
Darkspawn,
quick.
I gotta say that I'm happy with the changes for one reason and one reason only. We've never been so far away from the original design in Origins of the Broom Mother as we are now. I am so happy we are so
I don't
visually far away
See
from
one.
that.
I don't want to see one. Okay, I'm scared.
Exactly.
Why
please spare
do
me.
I feel like a BioWare dev is gonna listen to that statement of the
Please
Brood
don't.
His name is John
there, and
John, no,
they're just
not
going
John.
to have a evilish grin go across their face like they don't know yet.
I am very excited to
no.
see if we get a new Broodmother and what it would look like.
No!
But
No!
moving on, moving on to the last 2 questions. All right, we have this next thing. I can't remember which YouTuber said it, whether it was Kala or Gil or Exalted Marsh or Jack or whatever. But somebody said, and we alluded to it a little earlier and a couple minutes ago. And I agree with this. I think that the art style is it seems to me like a really good natural evolution from Inquisition.
Yes.
I can see it. I think it looks I think it does look like a natural progression in that I love it. Besides the Darkspawn, I think that it looks really good, really well done, and I think it fits. I really like it.
I think one thing to even add on top of that, the one thing that I've noticed with each Dragon Age game is that like, does this game look very colorful and animated? Yes. But it's like, if you also think about it in world, you look at Ferelden. Ferelden's considered like the backwater country, right? It is kind of a ignorant, impoverished place.
I made a tweet about this literally a couple of days ago saying I love that Minrathous looks like a beautiful like Disney Wonderland of magic and fairies and stuff. It looks beautiful, looks like it's amazing. And then you look at Ferelden and it's just medieval England. It's just
welcome to the Roman Empire.
And then
that's it.
Then you look at Kirkwall, which is kind of like a big, super populated, rundown kind of city. But then you see like the color changes of once you go to Orlais, the little bit that we saw of it. And yeah, the fact that they're showing like that's one thing that BioWare has done really well is the diversity of location, where it's just not a lot of fantasy like a lot of fantasies will either just do a lot of fantasy places will either just do this is a ripoff of another culture, or they'll make it monocultured with some variants. And the fact that like the architect, like the fact that this is going to be so much more color, like Minrathous is so colorful and just over the top, which is the most Tevinter thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, no, that checks out. these motherfuckers have been over the top for the entire series. Why would they stop now?
Agreed.
Yeah, and like and it's gonna be interesting to see Antiva, what that's about. If we see anything in Kunari territory, like what is their architecture gonna be like? Because we've seen some of it in like Trespasser.
I swear to God, if they make it to Kunari like Portugal, I'm gonna be mad.
Look, I want to go to Italy. Let me go to Antiva, okay?
Yeah, but like it's
True.
the fact that they design it that well, I think is the fact that they're able to do that and is honestly really impressive. So like kudos for BioWare for that one.
Especially by
Agreed.
still using Frostbite. It's a very good use
Yeah.
of the engine. I'm very happy to see the result,
I-
especially on hair texture.
Yeah,
Just saying.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
God, yeah.
one thing though on that, will I say that visually is it the most visual game out there, or the best visual game out there? No, I think there are plenty other games that have
Yeah.
surpassed it at this point. But
I'm
I
sure that-
also
Sorry.
think some of that is also Frostbite has now kind of it is not Frostbite used to be one of like a Formula One race car in the 2010s. I don't think the money and investment to keep it up to par with Unreal 5 and what all these other game engines can do, which okay, let's be real. You're comparing it to Unreal 5.
Yeah.
That's what
no.
everyone is using.
You're not comparing it. You can't.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Well,
that.
Yeah. But I think what is happening is that I think we're starting to see the life cycle of Frostbite end. And yeah, I do think by like the next Mass Effect game, it is going to be on Unreal.
Yeah, they confirmed it.
Which makes sense when you think about how long, like, you look at BioWare, this actually kind of checks out. Like, they switched engines, it's almost like BioWare every about 10 years or so, or 10-ish years, will change their engine, Like, you look at, after KOTOR and stuff like that, like, they had the engine from when they started to KOTOR, which was all on the same engine. After KOTOR, they switched to Unreal. That went all the way to Mass Effect 3. Then you have...
Well, remember, between... didn't they switch engines between Origins and 2?
I think, yeah, it was like a minor upgrade.
Okay.
I think it was maybe a little bit of a
I
different
can't
engine.
remember the name of the engine, but it was
it wasn't that
to the
big.
E or something? I can't remember.
Yeah, but it was, they had that engine from essentially the same engine from KOTOR to Mass Effect 3, probably maybe changing a few engines here, like minor upgrades here and there, and then you have the big one again at almost the 10-year mark with Frostbite, jumping over to Frostbite, and now they're kind of dropping it and moving on to something different, which, granted, the big thing that Unreal 5 can do cool shit, but the reason why the gaming industry is flocking to it is because the company that makes Unreal went, hey, we're trying to make this engine as easy on developers as possible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, and then every dev in the industry just starts salivating. And like,
Yes.
you made it easy on us. Gimme.
Yep. It's honestly way easier, and it's always that with homebrew engine. Like, it was Eclipse for the first 2 Dragon Age.
Eclipse, that's
Frostbite
what it was.
after. Yeah. It's just tough because you have to keep it up to date. When you update one library that you're using, it can break everything. Like, this is a nightmare that costs a lot of money to BioWare and EA. It's in Inquisition, they have to switch quickly. The fact that they use everything with the new Frostbite models in Veilguard, they had it since the beginning, so you can see that they're using all the potential it has.
Yeah.
But it's ready to go, at least for, like, it wasn't planned for a big RPG, so it's always tough when you have an engine created for one thing.
Yeah.
Specific to try to branch out. So overall, we're very lucky that the game looks like this. Like, wow! I'm so happy. but it wasn't entirely made for it. It was adapted now for the Dragon Age use because now they knew that the RPG was going to use it. But still, like, good to see that. Also, good to see that they're dropping for something that is more versatile in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Last question.
Yes, and we're gonna close it out now because we've hit an hour. So to close it out, I'm gonna bring it back around to marketing again. And I just want everybody's quick thoughts on this little marketing strategy that they are having, which I like a lot, and it does draw some parallels to Inquisition. So I'm sure you all have seen they've dropped this this image of they have a little timeline of when they're going to be dropping things and releasing things.
Yeah, in this week. Yeah, for just this week.
Yeah, so I don't know about you guys. I really like that. I'm hoping that maybe down the line we'll get more like little ones of that before release. Where I say that it has parallels with Inquisition is where it has parallels.
Tea
I know
with honey.
where it's got parallels with Inquisition is that they have the Game Informer cover, and I don't know if y'all remember, but during the marketing for Inquisition, they had several videos exclusive with Game Informer.
Yeah.
Or was it was either Game Informer or Eurogamer? I'm pretty sure it was Game Informer.
Yeah, Game Informer.
Yeah, where they were dropping like dev diaries and stuff.
Yep.
And that was like my life for like forever. Because I would go back to those. I was so excited. And they didn't say we're getting anything like that, but just the relation of their ties with Game Informer, which I really enjoy. And I'm super excited when they drop that, which is, was that, when is that? Is that
June 18th?
June
so
18th,
yeah.
2 days.
In 2 days.
2 days from now.
On Tuesday.
We'll have more stuff to talk about then. But
yeah.
how do y'all
And
how do y'all feel
look,
about that?
Look, they say more to come all summer, so this summer is gonna be Dragon Age for me. Not like it has been my life for the past 10 years, but
Yeah, minor details.
Yeah, do you guys like that marketing strategy? Like,
I think it's again, they're trying to control the narrative, and the fact that they're telling us, hey, we're releasing like all the way back in the beginning of the year. Like, hey, you're gonna find out more in summer 2024.
yeah.
Summer 2024 comes around. Hey, here is a timeline. Like, they start with their own blog. Then there you go. Hey, here's a timeline of the stuff that, like, essentially Dragon Age week.
Yeah.
You know, this is when we're going to drop the trailer. This is when we're going to do this. The fact that, hey, we're going to reveal more as time goes on throughout the summer. And, hey, the release window is 2024. It's
fall 2024 to be exact.
Yeah, fall 2024, which a lot of people are like, oh, well, why doesn't it come out later? And it's like, I'll give you one really easy answer. GTA 6.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's why I got the
no one wants to. You don't even want to be in the same 6-month fucking window as GTA 6.
I'll say that's why like, I think they're going to be dropping it like early.
Yeah.
There's that. It's either they release it at the beginning of the fall or they go, okay, you see the birthday of Inquisition? Have your game on that date. That's one or the other to me.
There's a lot of... Sorry, go ahead.
It's already going to be tough anyway when they release, because here's the thing. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Like,
I mean, okay,
there's a lot of people who are still gonna like prefer one over the other. Like always, this is not even a question. But it's also still quite the timing still, because it's almost close to the holidays at that point. So
like, but if I'm choosing the lesser of two evils between, like, one, with how many games that come out nowadays, no matter what, to have games, like no matter what, you are going to have games that are going to be coming out nowadays. You're going to be competing with someone. It's just, can I compete with people who are in completely separate markets than me or whatnot? Or if I'm picking, I can pick Assassin's Creed Shadows to go up against, or I can go up against GTA 6.
Hell no.
Nope, I know what I'm choosing. Yep, fuck that shit.
Yeah, so I was going to say that they, I think that we're getting a September or October release because there is so many
Please.
huge games coming in November.
Yeah. I mean, that's always the thing just before Christmas. That's an like classic thing in the video game industry. Also, just noticing something from the Twitter account of Dragon Age that I didn't see before that could explain why we don't actually have a full release date. They still have the rating pending for the ESRB.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if it's still pending, you cannot actually be sure of the date as long as the ratings are not fully up. It's just that they probably sent the full game. Okay, this is what we want to release as the base game for everyone. They have to be rated. So that's probably why we have only a window. Not the only reason, but
Yeah.
that could explain some things.
You know whose
Now I'm
fault
just
it is
wondering
that
if-
is pending? John Epler.
Look,
Is it
he wrote too many stuff for that game, and I'm worried for some of the characters, and I'll talk about that later.
Is it sad that I think about the ESRB and they're like, why is this ESRB is coming out so long? And then the ESRB raters are coming in like, you put in so many fucking nipples in this game. We now
They
have
say
to
it's-
count them.
Why are we
Yeah,
sucking
they
all
say
these
that-
skeletons?
Yeah,
They
there's-
put likely mature 17 plus. I think they went. Yeah, it's probably what
we
it's
are
gonna
trying.
be.
You guys are skirting so much to the edge of just being a rated A game.
There's a
They said it.
15-minute long sex scene with Manfred.
Look, they said you have a gentleman and you have one that is more rough and more hot. And
Look,
we
honest.
all know who it's gonna be. Yes, that's gonna be my baby crow. But like, come on, like you have that. You cannot. Don't put a Solus or Josie on me. Well, Josie was logical, but don't put a Solus on me and not showing me anything. You get me? No,
Yeah.
not again.
Look,
But
just
no-
quickly going back to the number of nipples thing, I'm gonna say that it's gonna be an exponential relationship between the number of brood mothers and the time we have to wait.
I was gonna say, I think to close it out, because we're at about an hour and 10 minutes. The amount of nipples is gonna drastically go up when we have just a horde of brood mothers. We're gonna go to the deep roads. It's gonna be Broodmother City. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have so
No.
much fun. So many nipples. That's going to an adult rating. We're going up all the way to the top, baby.
I mean, if you look at just the person, or I should say the creature we're supposed to be going on alone, that's a lot of nipple.
Yeah, that's a whole discussion on that.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
and we'll be sure to get to that discussion.
Yeah.
But for now, we gotta get going. So thank you three for coming today to hang out with me and to record this. It's been a while. I missed you guys.
I missed this.
Likewise.
Yeah, it's been fun.
And thank you everybody for coming by and listening, whether you're on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, wherever you are. Thank you. And we'll see you next time. Peace out, THEDAS.
Bye.
See you next time. Nerd.
Have a good one.